Hello everyone, welcome to Redmen TV, live here on deadline day, and my word, has it been a busy one so far, and why wouldn't it be? Ultimately, it's been the most crazy, the busiest, the most insane transfer window in my memory of being a Liverpool fan, and Richard Big Moves Hughes seems to be trying to cap it off with an absolute aplomb. Yes, we're going to be doing the latest update on Alexander Isak, Harvey, Elliott, Joe Gomez and Marc Guehi throughout this stream. So if you've got any thoughts on any of those, use the comment section underneath to interact with me. And yeah, we'll go through all the latest updates. All of this is spinning out of a tweet from Lewis Steele on Twitter. What a guy. He has an update on all of the aforementioned. So we're going to go through them. We'll start with Joe Gomez. Looks right now as if Joe Gomez will remain a Liverpool player. He had been scheduled by all accounts to maybe complete a move to AC Milan. We're a couple hours on from Italian journalists putting out that he hadn't basically been given permission to fly, even though it looked like the deal was agreed, personal terms and all of that stuff, which is really, really interesting given that obviously we saw him come off the bench and have a really good cameo role in the win over Arsenal. Obviously, long-time Liverpool player, in fact, the longest-serving member of the current Liverpool squad. He's in line for a testimonial, which is something that you don't see very often in the modern game. Big fan of Joe Gomez. Got to work with him on the AXA Player Portraits shoot last year. Really, really good fella. And, of course, me and Chris played Pro Evo with him many moons ago as well. But yeah, that looks like he'll be sticking around. That will be interesting to see whether we get any more movement on that and how much of that is linked with Liverpool's move for Marc Guehi, because it would stand to reason that if they can't get Guehi across the line, as we saw at the weekend, well, look, we've got Leone in, who's the young lad. Obviously, Van Dijk and Konate are the first choice centre-half pairing, but if Gomez is being required, then that would be crazy, right? It would be borderline negligent to let Gomez go and leave themselves in that situation. Right now, we don't know how long Konate's injury is going to be for. Hopefully, it's something that just keeps him out for the international break, and then he'll be back for the return. But yeah, that's a fine margin between, you know, having a rounded transfer window and leaving yourself short for the season ahead. So it stands to reason that Gomez, Liverpool will keep hold of him. But as we're already seeing, and we'll talk about with the Marc Guehi deal, you know, if he wants to get over to Italy, there's an increasingly shortening window for that to happen. We're under 4 hours now until it officially closes, whether there's some wiggle room around that. There always tends to be. But it does seem pretty unlikely that Gomez will go. It has a lot of hallmarks of what Liverpool have done with Nat Phillips over the years, where they've said, just hold on and do this solid for the team. Does that mean that you might see him go in January? Quite possible. But yeah, the news as it stands, just after 3 p.m. on deadline day, is that Joe Gomez is going to stay as a Liverpool player. And for my 2 pence worth, for what it is worth, good. Because that gives you that extra cover. You can get a proper look at Leone, see whether he's ready to actually have a proper impact on the Liverpool first 11. And of course, if you can get Marc Guehi over the line, amazing, brilliant, well done. And if Konate's fit, cool. And if he's not, then you've got a perfectly capable deputy to come in. I mean, this is Joe Gomez, who of course figured in some of the great Liverpool seasons alongside Virgil van Dijk. Always say it, in terms of the season where Liverpool won the league, the best defensive spell we have in that season is Gomez at centre-half, and one of the best spells in the season where we win the European Cup, Gomez a centre-half as well. So yes, there is that. Harvey Elliott looks like his move to Aston Villa is going to happen. Lewis Steele saying very, very close to a loan, £35 million obligation in addition to that. Just reading from The Athletic, this via Ornstein and Jacob Tanswell, says Aston Villa have agreed a deadline day deal for Liverpool midfielder Harvey Elliott on loan with an obligation to make the transfer permanent next summer. Discussions have centred around a structure of an agreement that ensures Villa comply with UEFA's financial restrictions. Liverpool sources say the deal is worth around 35. Villa sources indicating it's closer to 30. Cool PR in it. But that is, yeah, that I'm not sure where I sit on this. For the good of Harvey Elliott's career, I understand that he will need a move, because I just can't see a world where he is anything more than a squad player the moment he's a fringe player. I think he could easily be a squad player, but he would require, I think, injuries to significant Liverpool players for him to get even to that level. Whereas at the moment, he's in a similar sort of par with Wataru Endo. And Wataru Endo is a man who plays 5 minutes and 10 minutes and 2 minutes here and there in football matches. He's a guy on the tail end of his career who, let's be honest, is never going to get a move to a bigger club and is happy to ride out his contract, because why wouldn't you be? Happy with the role, continues to be the Japanese international captain and all that stuff as well. Elliott has got to think about where he wants to position himself as a footballer moving forward. So yeah, there's I think we can all understand Harvey's situation in this one. I'm sure we all can. The fee, so we've been discussing this in the office upstairs, and Chloe in particular seems is irked at the fee, and I kind of agree. When you consider that field, how much did Everton pay for Dewsbury Hall? Was that in the region of 30? I mean, this is the lad who was the best player at the under-21s tournament over the summer. He's got years now experience of playing in the Premier League and the Champions League. He scored goals, made assists in the Champions League. I think he's a dynamite footballer. I'd have been hoping for a kind of fee that made you go, when you consider that Quanta's gone for 35, a similar sort of fee with far less experience. Far less experience. Now, the one thing I would contend on this one, and there's no further cast iron information on this is a bit of speculation on my part. Obviously, we're talking obligation to buy, so not option to buy. It means that Elliott will go on loan, so it means that effectively Villa don't have to pay for him this year, and that will help with their financial accounting. But I would imagine, and people might be able to put me straight, and maybe more will come out when deadline day finally ends, that there would probably be some sort of loan fee involved. Will it be a couple of million, 5 million, 10 million, and then you're starting to get to in the region of the sort of money that Liverpool are looking for? Or is this what the difference is in Villa's, sort of briefed valuation and Liverpool's, where Villa are saying it's 30 because they'll pay 30 next summer, whereas maybe they're paying 5 for the privilege of having him this year? Don't really know, but it does feel like maybe Liverpool are doing a solid to Harvey Elliott here. It feels like they could have hung on here, said another year, no, you're all right, and then maybe got maybe engineered 40-ish for him, or have they looked at it and gone, this is the zenith of his value. He's had a great under-21s summer. He's not going to play much or significantly more football for us. So, yeah. Let us know your thoughts on that one. The super chat came in while we were chatting there from Craig Tebb saying reports for Ibu was just cramp, but he could leave for free next year anyway, so keeping Gomez and getting Guehi makes sense. What a window. Yeah, absolutely indeed. I'll move on then. Let's do Guehi next. Yes, so we've had a more than an eye firmly kept on Sky Sports and all of the usual ITKs around this thing to get more information. The latest on Marc Guehi is that Liverpool have got basically a medical facility there ready and waiting for him, but it requires the go-ahead from Crystal Palace. So, by all accounts, personal terms agreed with Marc Guehi. It's all lined up. Liverpool have got a delegation either on their way or there already to take over the medical and get all of the T's crossed and the I's dotted on a deal. But as it stands, Crystal Palace haven't said a 100% yes. They are working on a number of deals themselves. I think there was talk of 3 defenders they were trying to get a hold of and a forward. It looks like they're progressing with that stuff. Now, if I was a betting man, and I am periodically, I think this would get done, but we always seem to have this one player in a transfer window who just gets caught in between. There's just not enough time to get something along the line. You would hope that maybe Palace, once they get to a certain position with their businesses they are trying to do in terms of ins, they can go, right, this is definitely going to happen. So, okay, allow this to move forward. So, yeah, but Liverpool, by all accounts and all reporting, are ready almost and in situ should they get the go-ahead from Crystal Palace. So no 100% agreement on Marc Guehi just yet, but Liverpool are in basically the best possible position to make this happen today, you would imagine. And fingers crossed to get it across the line because, yeah, you know, it would be nice for Liverpool. I want Liverpool to get to the end of this window and, you know, Richard, big moves Hughes, just sits back and just goes, there you go. You know, Michelangelo looking at the Sistine Chapel. You know, when everyone was looking at him earlier on going, don't get it. What's that? What is that, like some sort of like wiggly snake or something that's pointed out there? And he's going, no, look, it's going to be a hand. It's going to be Boss, trust me. No, not having it. Hopefully, I'd like for him more than I don't know. Seems like a good fella, and he's very good at his job if he gets this all done as well. By the way, but yeah, it would be cool for him to be able to sit back, light the big cigar up, and say, "Yeah, here are Liverpool, here are Arne. Here's what I've been trying to achieve all summer long," and it's got Marc Guehi in there, and it's got Alexander Isak as well. Would be absolutely splendid in that regard. But yeah, time will tell on that one. Ooh. Hang on a second. People are telling me to check Paul Ghorst. I could probably just text him. Hang on a second. Right, Paul Ghorst. Let's see what Ghorsty's on about. Go on, Ghosty. What you got for us? Oh, hello, Paul Ghorst. The man who is in here every single week doing Journo Insight, dropping a bombshell on us live on Redmen TV. Paul Ghorst, Liverpool writer for the Liverpool Echo, understands that Marc Guehi is having his medical in London ahead of a move to Liverpool before today's 7 p.m. transfer deadline. Oof, brilliant. Right, thanks, Joe. I'm just going to do this to screen so we can clip this for socials later. Paul Ghorst of the Liverpool Echo dropping the bombshell that Marc Guehi is having his medical in London ahead of a move to Liverpool ahead of the 7 p.m. transfer deadline. Yes, big moves from Richard, big moves, Hughes, happening again. Yeah. Will Marc Guehi get that all done ahead of 7 p.m? It's 3:15 as we're talking right now. Surely there's enough time. Let's hope he's just not left in limbo, driving around presumably a car park outside a medical centre in London. Let's hope he's not that guy. Let's hope when, you know, the merry-go-round stops or the transfer game of musical chairs finishes, he is sat in a Liverpool-branded chair. That would be great. What we do know, by the way, is Liverpool have offices down in London. So as much as he won't be able to get up to the AXA and go through all the normal raft, you would imagine that they've got a room with a black curtain somewhere in the Liverpool offices and maybe a red chair and a Liverpool shirt that they can just sit him down in and get the photo if and when that gets done. But yes, right now, Guehi is as close to being a Liverpool player as he has been throughout this entire transfer saga. So yes, let me know your thoughts on what you think of that in the comments section. Cool. Right. Excellent. I loved a bit of that. Thank you so much, chat, for pointing that out to me. David John saying that Ben Jacobs dropped it. But yeah, Mikey just going, Paul Ghorst. Yes. I love Paul. He's so good. And the best thing about him is that he's dead tall as well. I mean, look, there's loads of boss things about him, but from my perspective, so I don't have to like slouch when I'm talking to him. Cool, very big guy. In fact, I think he's taller than me. He's a huge man, and he's big here. An order of importance says FSG out. Yeah, funny that, innit? Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, there we go, Jacobs. Cool. Right, sound. Let's do Isak stuff, shall we? Yes. Again, Lewis Steele, I tweeted the second part of the Isak medical is ongoing. Deal to be 100% confirmed later. So we're getting word through the grapevine that it's all done and dusted. Now, obviously, I can't go on. There's not like an official record. It's not overly well sourced. I'm not a journalist. I don't have to double source things. Let's be perfectly clear on that. Journalism, fun. I study journalism. Very, very good thing to do. But I enjoy the fact that you can be a bit Romano-ish. Don't need to double source it. It's fine. I've heard that it's all done and dusted, and Liverpool are just waiting for the moment to announce it. If it is done and there's no panic and no stress over it, then there will probably be logistical conversations happening right now about when is the best time to drop it. Because if they're expecting Marc Guehi to happen as well, you'll want to give them their due time and space because you've got control over the messaging now. We know it's going to happen, and then what you want to do is maximise that in the best way it possible can. I think I'm right in saying that Alex Isak is an Adidas player as well. So, like, huge double bubble for the Reds there. They'll want to get him in as much of the gear as they humanly can and give it space, because this is a British transfer record, properly one. Not one where you go, is that right? No, it's absolutely the British transfer record. So when they do announce it, there has to be some creative behind it. There really does. You can't just afford to let this one squeak out like casually slipping a fart into the sofa cushions. No, this has got to be something that rattles the windows. You've got to let the world know about this one. It's a bad analogy when you really take that further, but whatever, we're rolling with it. Yes, so expect that one to be announced sooner rather than later, and it becomes a question of when is the best time to drop it. Do you want that to hit at 1 minute past 7, or hey, 5 to 7, or if we can get Marc Guehi done, does that then go out and give you the time to distract everyone's attention while you're getting all the Guehi announcement stuff done? Potentially, what would you do if you were Liverpool's social team? When would you think to optimise all of this stuff? Do let us know. So yeah, there is that. Fantastic though, right? Fantastic set of updates. I am a little sad on the Harvey Elliott thing. I really hoped that he would get to sort of live out his dreams and be a really important player for Liverpool, but I do think Villa is a reasonably smart move for him. Guehi, cool. I mean, I'm glad that he got that goal the other night, because it was a nice, sort of exclamation point to end his career, and a really good, sort of sedgeable moment for Liverpool fans to look at as well. I'm not sure he's going to be scoring those goals every week for us, but I think it really helps soothe the idea that we are getting an upgrade on Quansah. Now, Quansah's ceiling might ultimately end up being higher. It'll probably help that he's not got Ten Hag as his manager anymore. Maybe, who knows? Although it's going so far so good for him, not Ten Hag. But right here, right now, you're buying an established England international. He's a good player, very, very good player, captain of a Premier League team with loads of Premier League experience. So yeah, it feels like an upgrade. So yeah, we are closing in on seeing the full picture. Richard Hughes' bold transfer strategy is about to all get tied up in a little bow. Is there anything else that can happen between now and 7 p.m? Not sure, but also, would you rule that out? Would you rule out a late move for Morgan Rogers coming the other way? Is there something that if Liverpool are interested in him as a footballer, maybe that's something that gets done next summer? Because I feel like that would bail Villa out of all their PSR stuff. If they can go this season somehow survive without spending big, and then they get Elliott at the end of next season whilst also getting Rodgers money in, maybe that could box them off. I don't really know, but wouldn't totally rule that out until the window slams shut just yet. I'm kind of happy Gomez is staying for the short term, but a bit like Elliott, I think Joe Gomez deserves whatever he wants to do. I think Liverpool, he's been very good for Liverpool. He's had injury problems, not his fault, by the way. Sometimes it just happens to lads. He's been a diligent servant to the football club, put in some sensational performances, been part of brilliant teams. I'd like him to get the choice of what his next career step looks like. I'd rather it be a Liverpool player. I'd rather him just stay because of his versatility. But you know what? Fair play to Joe Gomez if he doesn't. But right now, he's staying. I'm kind of happy about that in terms of the all-round squad depth. Alexander Isak is just a world rattling transfer. It shakes European football to its foundations. Liverpool going out and buying best in class. So yeah, more reaction to things as and when it breaks. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this update stream. Very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Yeah, and where are we going? Oh yeah, it's Keegan just doing our business here saying it's live. It's live, not pre-recorded. I mean, presumably us. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Thank you so much. Everyone. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's joined us. Thank you someone who pointed out to the Marc Guehi news. Loads of you's got me onto that one again, so very, very good indeed. 35 million. Sorry, there we go. Stephen Potts saying 35 million for Guehi confirmed on Sky. Excellent. Excellent. James Shine. Oh, crap, not you. James Shine. Thanks for the comment. Where are we? It's moving so fast. Who needs Sky Sports and you're the legends at Redmen TV keep up the brilliant work. Thank you. You are all boss. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay tuned to Redmen for the rest of the day. Can I turn this off without accidentally pressing another one? Yes. Hey. Subscribe. If you want more, head to redmenplus.com. Brilliant. Oh, I can see it on the screen over there, right there. £35 million deal for Marc Guehi. Agreed. Medical underway. Wow. Liverpool making big moves to tie up the transfer window in the best possible way. Isak announcement completed, 100% imminent. Is this the best transfer window Liverpool have ever had? Is it the best transfer window any football club has ever had? Let me know in the comments section underneath, and we'll check back later on with more breaking news.